learn how others have approached this scenario when they were in your shoes, and then learn from them based on the pros and cons, success and challenges they had to overcome. I know I've interviewed a handful of individuals who partnered with other investors right out of the gate at a very young age. I personally wouldn't recommend that because you said in your email that you just discovered multifamily properties 3 months ago. So I personally wouldn't partner with someone, at least in the very near future. I would get more acclimated with the process, learning certain things, the ins and outs of the business, and specifically how to conservatively underwrite deals and how to do execution of those deals. Now, the challenge is on the second part, overseeing the successful execution of those deals. How do you do that without actually doing a deal? And the answer to that is you find someone in your local market who you can talk to and perhaps shadow. That's one way. Another is that you do get a job with a company that has a multifamily or a property management angle. That certainly will be beneficial for you. It's not the end-all be-all, or it's not the exclusive approach that you could do or should do. It's just an option. I mean, ultimately, from a macro level, my approach would be acclimate yourself with the business as much as possible. So I'm glad you're listening to this podcast. Bigger Pockets is a good one. Michael Blanc's got apartment focused podcast. That's a real good one. And some others like that. So acclimate yourself with the stuff, and then specifically look towards or seek out interviews and people who have been in your position, who are as ambitious as you are, and who have generated results in a similar situation. Perhaps if Grant on our team can find some interviews with some younger individuals, and perhaps I shouldn't be assuming. Did Sammy say his age? His age?
Yeah.
Okay, good. So I was like, maybe I shouldn't be assuming. You're a recent college grad because you graduate at 50 years old. Okay, so 22 years old. Find others who are in that same age range, who have interviewed and who have partnered with others or who have not, and just simply learn what they did and model your approach based on what they did or didn't do. That's advice for everyone. It's not just you, Sammy. It's for everyone. When you find something that you want to do, maybe you want to start fixing and flipping, maybe you want to start wholesaling, doing multifamily, raising money, and ultimately just, I've got like over 1,300 interviews. So search Joe Fairless and whatever you're looking to do, and you're going to come up with some interviews of people who have interviewed, who have done that. Model what they've done. You'll hear lessons learned along the way, or if they talked about a failure, then you model after what they didn't do, and then get as much hands-on experience as you can while you're learning from others. And here's something crazy. Reach out to those people who I interviewed. Talk to them and ask them questions. Ideally, before you reach out to them, you identify ways you can add value in their life. And don't just ask, hey, what can I do to help you out? Proactively, when you reach out to them, add value to their life. I mean, if they were interviewed on my podcast, the one thing you could do is simply see where they just simply say, hey, I heard you on the podcast. I enjoyed it. And I know you talked about XYZ. I actually know someone who does XYZ. If you'd ever be interested in connecting with them, perhaps that could help you out. Additionally, I'm in your similar situation that you were in before, and I'd be really grateful if we could jump on a call and I could just ask you some questions for 9 minutes or less. And you're going to get a pretty good response rate, I imagine, if you approach it that way. And maybe instead of offering an introduction, maybe it's just if they have a podcast, write a review. If they have their company is on Facebook, then give them a 5-star review on Facebook, like their page, comment on something and say, I love this stuff. Retweet them if they're on Twitter. I mean, just stupid, simple stuff like that 90% of the people don't do prior to reaching out to someone that they want something from. You can do, and you'll stand out.